Welcome everybody to the first. I don't even know the name of this. Let me click this. Boop. What should I draw next? Wednesdays. That is what it's called. What should I draw next? And then we have one more little graphic. We got to show this one. We got to say boom. So hopefully we'll get people to subscribe and we'll come up with topics and stuff. Who knows? And don't forget that Tampon Man is still a thing until December 4th. So with all of that, let's see, we'll just put the banner up and we'll get right to work. Bryan is already here. So here we go. So I went ahead and picked today's subject, and this is a completely blank, I haven't done anything to prepare except for I've got my reference book here, and I found two positions that I'm going to piece together. So I'm going to use this position for the upper body. I really like the way that that's laid out. And shit, where was the... And I think this was the lower body I wanted to use. So that's the lower body we're going to glue. Because if you look, like the torso is kind of bent in a similar way. So we can use these legs so that my guy doesn't have to be crouched down so low. So this is the position that we're going to piece together these two things out of my book. And I went ahead and chose the subject of trap jaw because I think out of all the He-Man Masters of the Universe stuff when I was younger, Trapjaw and Clawful, I think, were my favorite of the bunch. So we're not going to get to, I want to get the pose, and this is a 9x12, and I'm going to try to keep all of it like right in the middle. I'm not going to fill up this whole page. That's not what this is for. And I don't know how long this is going to take me, right? So I'm just... see, I'm already not liking that. Dude, one line, and you're already like, oh, shit, I don't like that. Because I know that it's not going to be centered where I want it. So I want to do something like this. So I want my head right over here. And I remember last time it might be difficult to see the pencil. So hopefully I'll just be talking enough to keep you interested. But like I said, I'm using the reference that I have to come up with this rough layout. Now, I'm not going to get too detailed right now. And me doing these things on Wednesday is going to be me also practicing, because if anybody knows, I've said it several times, I don't really sketch. I usually don't sketch much before I go into drawing, and I need to get better at that, because the better my sketching is, the better that my final product can be, because I've put enough time into the thought, layout, composition, stuff like that. Oh yeah, I forgot. So when you're drawing a form, this bump right here on the top of the form, hopefully you guys can see that, right? is always closer to the back, whereas this one is more of a gradual, like something like that. Now, granted, my proportions may be off. I'm just trying to block things out. If you're familiar with blocking, just trying to see if I can get everything where it needs to be. And I'm not that good at copying, and I can already see that mine my setup is a little different than the way our guys is. So let me pull this in so you can see it. So you see how close his elbow and shoulder, like all this information, like his head is like maybe one head length away from his elbow. And that is not what I have going on. But I'm okay with, like, I can figure my way out, but I just wanted to see what I could do. Just trying to get an idea of where things can be, and then I'll go into really working it. Yeah, that arm is extremely long. That's kind of what's messing this up. So we gotta try to fix that. That arm is just entirely too long. It doesn't even come close to looking right. All right, got to make sure these deltoids kind of match. But although this one is going to be, robotic in nature, so it doesn't have to be super on point. But we don't want it to be extremely out of whack. There we go, Rob. Hey, Rob, check it out. So here's what I'm doing. Josh, what's up? So here's my reference book. So what we're doing is we're taking the top half of this, even though I've already deviated from this. That's the top half we're going to do. And then we're going to use, if however much of this bottom half I fit into my area, but I want to use this bottom half and connect it to this top half. So that's what we're doing. And right now, we're just in the rough stage, like just trying to block out the position, and then we'll come through and maybe mess with it some more. So something like that, and we'll work some stuff off in here. And now, so this is not centered on the piece, so I got to remember that I need to really make sure that my something comes over here. Let's see. So this one has like a knee, kind of like right here. So obviously we're not going to do the whole character because it's just going to be, it's going to end up being too much for the area I've decided to allow for these. But so we'll do the best we can. And then hopefully I'll get to, you know, and we'll try to make this fun, right? So we'll, you know, obviously we'll do some like Liefeld smoke or some shit back here. I need to do something back here to kind of fill up this side, but I think I'm done right now with the reference. So I'm gonna set it to the side because it's kind of in the way. So that's my first pass. That's what we're looking at. Oh, hello. I forgot to say hello. So I'm taking my kneaded eraser and I'm going to go over this lightly. And then now I'm going to try to refine some stuff and turn it back into trap jaw a little bit at least. We'll try to turn it into trap jaw. So don't forget, this is last week for Tampon Man. I'll say it again. Don't forget, last week for Tampon Man. So thank you guys. All right, so I need to pull up a reference on, like, I'm not going to make this exactly like a trap jaw that I've seen. Like, I'm just going to kind of make my own version, but I just wanted to see. So he's got the traditional He-Man bangle. All the masters of the universe really had that bangle, right? So we'll have something there. We can, like I said, we can embellish this. I'm just trying to really make sure I know where I want things. So that feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and work. You know, the hand's just not going to do. I'm not going to make a good hand. Like, I just already know that. So we're not going to. I think part of the trick for me is trying to make sure that all the fingers don't, like, usually the index finger, like, it's always just a little bit different. And it'll, you know, take out some of the symmetry and stuff like that you don't want. Some muscle stuff, right? And then so trap jaw has a very, oh shit, I forgot about the comments. If you're watching, hit, oh yeah, please hit the like button. I forgot to do that one. All right, let's see. All right, so Rob is on top of it. So there it is. Boom. Hit that like button and subscribe and do all those things that make us hit it again. But thank you for that, Rob. Yeah, I'm hoping that by now, like, people, what's up, James? I'm hoping that people kind of understand that, oh, I see something online. I'd like to see more of it. I should probably let the system know that I'm enjoying this, or I want more of this, or whatever it is. Like, I hate watching videos when they're like, hit the like button, leave a comment, it's good for the algorithm, and you know this. I'm like, we hear that on every single video that people produce. And I'm just like, I think people should know that. So I'm wondering, do people feel dumb or talked down to or mansplained or whatever when someone tells them to hit the like button and the subscribe button and all that other stuff that they have to do. All right, so our guy's gonna have like this big work monstrosity here, because Trapjaw had that arm that you could replace with the parts, and I think that's part of what made him fun. What made it fun was to have him with all it, he was just different. He had the little hook on his head so he could slide down the fishing line. I used to set up all kinds of stuff for him to do with his fishing line thing. Do a little like Colossus type thing in here. Put like some sort of pivoty thing. Right. Have it pivot down in here. And then we'll put like this thing like that. Have this connected to that and come back around like this. Make it kind of look like a forearm, even though we're going to do different stuff with it, right? We'll be able to fill all of this in with like all of that craziness and stuff that makes like the more intricate you make this stuff, the more people will be like, oh my God, look at all that detail you did. And then you really didn't do anything special. You just kind of made some shit up. So that's a hard and fast rule when it comes to anywhere where I can like make some shit up. I will make some shit up and just try to make it look complicated. So I feel like that's a pretty cool, like, kind of setup for us to get started with, right? That is true. Thank you, Mr. Rob. So yeah, so the goal is like if you guys leave comments on this Wednesday's live stream, then next Wednesday I will pick from characters that are dropped in the comments of this video. I need to make a little banner that goes across the bottom saying, who should I draw next Wednesday? And then people can leave their suggestions, because that's how we're going to, hopefully, if enough people participate, that's how we will pick what happens next time, is through the comments of the videos. And then I'll pick something from the video and say, all right, well, this week we're going to do this based on the comment from so-and-so. And they'll be like, oh shit, they're doing what I asked. That's kind of, it's always fun. Like, I don't know. I mean, the idea is to be fun, right? So that's what I want to do. And it's my show. So that's what I'm going to do. So we got to do still it's off center. Like the whole artwork should be over here. And if I wanted to, I could move it. But I know that he's got a special thing on his pants. He's got like these little areas right here. I guess if I taper this down, it'll help tell the eye that that's going backwards, right? And then this one will be a little curved to tell us that it's coming forward. He's got like some special little thing in his pants. All right, so let's look at his face a little bit. Dude, everyone draws Trapjaw's face, very different. All right, so we have a Drax and we have a Moon Knight. I'm not sure if Rob says Moon Knight, because I'm not familiar with all of your work, Rob. So I'm just wondering if that means like you drew Moon Knight and you know what it's supposed to look like. So he's almost skeleton-like in his features, like. So if we do that, and we'll have like this little nostril here, and then he's got like, let's see, he's wearing a helmet. So I guess I should go ahead and pick how I want my helmet to lay on him. Because if I have it come down like this, that's cool, right? Have it come down like that. I promise you guys, I'm almost done with the pencil part. And I know that I said I was going to try to focus more on the pencil part, but I know that it's difficult for you guys to see, and I feel the pressure of being the monkey on the wheel. You know, I want to make sure that you guys get something of value, and not being able to see what's going on probably doesn't feel really good. So let's do like this. Let's come back like this. We'll make it like a two-part helmet, right? So come up like that. Because he's got like this weird, we like I said, we can invent shit, right? So we can invent how this over here interacts. But he's got this, I need to come up with where like his, because he's got like venom-esque teeth. So we have to get on that. Oh, well, so Rob likes to draw Moon Knight. That's why he says it. Well, then I'm probably not going to pick Moon Knight because I don't want to be, I can't stand up to you. All right, Catherine, tonight we're drawing Trapjaw from Masters of the Universe. And if you'd like to see something different next week, leave your suggestions for next week in the comments. And then next week, I will pick something from this week's comments. That's hopefully the way this is going to go. That's what I'm trying to put together, right? So he's got like these Baraka teeth, if anyone is familiar with Mortal Kombat. But his bottom jaw is like this huge metal. I'm trying to, it's getting complicated, so I've got to thin this out right here. What I need to do is I need to draw the metal first. I enjoyed the cartoon myself. That's why Trapjaw was my favorite character. Well, my favorite action figure anyway. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw how I figured this, the metal part, even like I'm not going to worry about the teeth right now. So maybe something like this. That way this can come down through here, maybe come up. Like, just make it interesting. That's my job. My job is to make this character interesting. So how do I do that? Oh, I see, if I draw his things too high, he would poke his nose. So I'm really, I try to be practical when so all that'll be black. The teeth will be in here. I guess we can have a little bit of fun. That looks like this arm is still too long. It's just too long. And I'm afraid if I leave it too long, it'll just ruin. I'll kick myself in the ass for not fixing it when I could, instead of being, lazy. Nacho, did you finish your bone? All right, that feels a little better, at least in distance. All right, so this is what you came for, right? Then now we're gonna sling some ink. Ever hear of Atlas Comics character called Iron Jaw? I have not, Rob. Rob, do you want to get on? Do you want? You probably don't, but I can send you the link, and you can come on and tell everybody verbally, like the story of Iron Jaw, while I do this. I don't know. I have the ability to invite anybody in and have them, occupy space on the stream, be a part of what we've got going on. All right. So what we did for anyone that's keeping score. Okay. For anyone that's keeping score, this is my kneaded eraser. And usually what I do is I rub it, I turn it into a ball, and I'll just roll it over the top of my pencils to kind of just pick up a lot of the lead or graphite or whatever the hell it is, right? So that I can still see it, but I don't really too much have to worry about smearing all of my stuff around. All right, so let's see here. What should we start with? Let's start with just I'm still making stuff up as I'm doing this, but I'm making up stuff like with a purpose. You know what I mean? Like I kind of know what I want to do, but I'm still figuring stuff out at this stage, which you probably shouldn't be doing. Don't use the camera. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm still usually my pencil work or my sketching will get me close enough to where I think I can just go in with a pen from there. So there's our jaw. That's the reason we're here. I wish I had the ability to like zoom in, but if I get this camera any closer, I'm not going to know how to get any work done. So I don't know if I need to buy like a camera that has a better zoom. I'm not sure. And let's not get it twisted. It's not like I get a ton of money from YouTube to get like studio equipment or anything. I checked into it today. Apparently you have to have 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of your videos have to have been watched before you can be monetized. Not that even if that were a thing that I was trying to do, I don't I'm not I'm not of the opinion that I would get enough that it would add more than a couple of cents to my bank account. So right there, I should have dipped down instead, but I didn't. So we'll have to see if we can fix that in the rendering process. What I find the most irritating about YouTube channels is that they will, and it's because I watch like wrestling recap videos and uh, movie recaps and what they did on Disney Plus and stuff like that. And the videos are so monetized that they can't get through. It's a 5 minute video or a 10 minute video, and you can't even get 30 seconds into the video before they break for the first ad. And I'm just like, dude, come on, man. I understand you want to be monetized, but shit, dude, like that feels. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the way they. I don't know if the users have control of that or if YouTube has control of that. I don't know how they pick how many ads you get. Feels like the YouTuber should get I say a zombie My Little Pony. Well, I'm not gonna. I'll put it on the list, but I don't know how high that'll rank because I don't really do like cute stuff. And My Little Pony uh, has a very distinct form that I don't think that I could fully understand. Like I wouldn't be able to. I don't think replicate it as it would be needed. Let's see. Does anybody say anything? Let's see. Rob says, "This is fine, bro." Well, thank you, sir. I'm trying to keep it the art where we can see it. I don't want you guys to not. But I also need it to where I'm comfortable. So because of all of this anatomy going on in here, and I'm 99% sure that I did not get much of it correct, I'm going to try to cover it up with clothing or maybe some shadows or something. So just to try to cheat. And if you do that, kind of hard for people to call you out on your shit. Oh, dang, man. If y'all want to go see some titties, go here. Go look at some titties. Go look at some titties. I have to bookmark that site. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. So this is the side that has, so we need to go ahead and work on that then. Let's see, let's put a big spike, we'll put some spikes somewhere. So I need to come in here with my pencil again because I need to see where, like if this curves like this, right? That's what I'm going to go with. So I need to see where it starts on the, so that way it doesn't, it still feels weird because the perspective is off, but it's more of an organic thing. So I don't, shit. Maybe if I tip them up, it won't be, yeah, it'll be less in your face if I go up with them. So we'll go up with them. I mean, and at the end of the day, this is really just a sketch, right? Like we don't, I didn't put a ton of time like I would if it was a, like a piece, you know? So right here, it feels like we need to do something. So we'll try to follow this curve. And then what we'll do is we'll just make it a little recessed. That way it feels like something cool is going on in there. Right, I don't know. Who knows what we're doing? Remember, I'm just making all this stuff up so you can, if you were going to do your own trap jaw, like you can make up whatever you want. But honestly, you really didn't need my permission, right? When I say stuff like that, I wonder to myself, like, does anyone listen to me and say, "Oh, well, thank you for your permission, Mister I'm so badass." I always think that there's going to be someone that feels that way. They may not say anything. Make some shit up. Yeah, but I the last thing I wanna do is come across as I know what the hell I'm doing, and so I don't think anyone should take too much advice from me because I mean, but what I can say is that I think I've been places and I've done some things, and so I can offer you like the way that I do it, which does not mean that that's how it's done. That just means that that's one way that I did something. I try to stress that to people. I have no clue what I'm doing. See all this shit that should be more round, but I mean it's a sketch. What are you gonna do? Plus, that's just not how I do things. Which maybe that's the reason I'm not working as much as I'd like to be. I don't know. I'm hoping to get something popped off. My goal is to try to reach directly out to some editors of some of the titles that I think that I could work on and try to start a conversation with them and say, "Hey, I just want you to look at my stuff and keep me in your Rolodex, man. I will not bug you. I will not do anything. I just want to know that I'm in your Rolodex, man. I would appreciate being in your Rolodex." Or woman, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. I don't have a preference. But so I think what I what I need to do is I need to find the editors and try to appeal to the editor to have me be in consideration for like B covers or incentive covers that the publisher themselves run, and then stop chasing the uh, store variant exclusives. All right, Rob's saying something here. Let's see. I've been drawn for over 30 years. Took me forever to figure it out, but like you said, my way. Yeah, exactly. And so all I can do, and I'm happy for you, Rob. That's amazing. Like you've really gotten to do a lot of cool stuff, and you're still doing stuff. So that's pretty badass. I think I've heard that if you can talk to editors can choose. So if you get an editor's ear, maybe that'll work. It may not work. I don't know. I mean, they could just call me a piece of shit. Like, why don't you just do it like everybody else? I don't know. I haven't reached out to any of them yet, but I don't know how else to do it. I don't. I don't attend enough big conventions where the big people do like portfolio reviews and stuff like that. I don't. I've heard one of the guys that does the store exclusives had his portfolio reviewed recently, and recently I mean like maybe C2E2 or something. One of the big conventions, and I think it was a Marvel artist that was doing his portfolio review and took and saw the guy's work and then said, "Hey, I need to get your information to this editor and have him look at your stuff and see if we can't get you something." And I'm like, "All right, well, I don't know that anything's come of it yet." So I can't say that's truly worked out for the guy. I don't know. But no, the information of knowing that the editor has that type of power, even though I don't have the backing of the artist that took the stuff to the editor. I don't have that. But honestly, if I'm not trying to be too modest, I think if an editor were to look at my portfolio, they would be able to see that there's definitely like we can do something with that. You know what I mean? Like that, he may not be the next big thing or whatever, but they should be able to say, "Oh, okay," or like keep in touch or whatever. It should be a fruitful conversation, is what I'm saying. So that's all I'm gonna try to do now is see if I can exchange some emails with some editors. So there's what we got. That's where we're starting with. Let's see. So this is what we're starting with. I know it gets fuzzy. I got to figure out this whole camera thing. But like I said, I don't make enough. I'm trying to find work right now. So buying extra shit isn't exactly like in the budget right now. All right. So anybody that's just joining us, we have started from scratch. There is no underdrawing. We used we used two positions inside of our Masters of Anatomy reference book, and I glued them together to get here, and that's where we are. So don't forget to let's see, don't forget Tampon Man and back the Kickstarter. Uh, you have till the end of the week to back the Kickstarter. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all those good things. And with that, I'm going to click the button to make it go back to the regular thing, and I'll go back. So I just want to get that to you. Be sure to be diverse in your portfolio. I had 5 pages of it. Yeah, but here's the thing, Rob. I'm not a page guy. So all of my stuff is I'm specifically trying to get a cover art job. Like I can't I wouldn't even pretend to be the guy to do pages. So I'm really just and the guy and the earlier example that I spoke of, his was if I'm not mistaken, was just for pinups and pinups and variant covers like that. That's what he was trying to get looked at. Yeah, being able to do what you do, Rob, and be like an artist that does pages like that, I'm sure that makes the decision a lot easier. Like, oh well, even if we don't get him to do too many covers, he's still an awesome, interior guy. So we'll give him some interior work. So we're about to try to mess this guy's face up. That's what we're about to do. Like I'm just doing like for me, putting my big line to adding the line weight to where I think things need to be stopped. It helps my brain understand the different pieces and how we can go from there. The whole teeth thing didn't quite work out as awesome as I thought it was going to. So, so this is too big. This is a 3 that I'm using to put that big line on there so that's very visible. And then everything else I do will be probably with this 1. I don't really do the 0.005, and I really haven't put a whole lot of thought into where my light source is in this, so maybe it'll come to me, but I don't I'm not overly concerned right now with where my light source is. Like, I'm just trying to see how much I can do. What have we've been doing this for 45 minutes now. And if I'm going to do this every Wednesday, I need to know about what I can get done in an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Like where can I draw the line? So I'm gonna have to come up with where my light source is because I need to cast some shadow from wearing this helmet. Right, it's gonna cause something to happen. Pages are your bread and butter, Rob says. Yeah, I just man, I'm not that guy. I don't have that's something. Not only do I not have it, but I don't have a desire to have it. I don't I don't practice to get that. I don't aspire for that. And I know that's a lot of what they're looking for. I understand that. And uh, it's just I'm not good at that. And as dumb as that sounds, like I'm also, I guess, not willing to put the work in to get better at it. I do, and I'm hoping, like, I think my body of work demonstrates that I can do nice single form illustration. Like I can do one pieces, better than a lot of people. I think we're kind of done with this. I don't want to overwork it. I mean, it is kind of small, so plus this guy's like all beat up. Like honestly, all this metal would not be very shiny. It'd probably be all dingy and chink, beat up and chinks in it and stuff. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, if I'm already not good at it and doing things the Marvel way where they needed that shit yesterday, and Yeah, that would suck all of the fun out of what I was doing for me. And then once it's not fun, why? What are you doing? Oh, I forgot to make this little thing too. Maybe like this cool little lip around here. So we'll put like this little. So there, that looks kind of cool. Let you see what we've done so far. Damn, son. Rob is saying that the longest he ever sat down for a deadline was 48 hours straight at the table, but he met the deadline. And meeting deadlines will keep them coming to you. Uh, I did an interview with Mark Bagley one time, and he was very clear that the reason that when he first got on at Marvel, the reason that they kept coming back to him and he got so much is because he would make his deadlines, and he was told that we've got a lot of people that aren't making deadlines, and so that's why he was at the time he got an exclusive contract with Marvel because they were willing to pay to have him exclusive because of how well he could meet his deadlines and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, that's pretty cool. So the next area we're going to work with is right in here. So we're going to use this number 3 to kind of block out the area that we're going to be working in, and then we're going to fill that stuff in. So that's all we're doing. And then I'll kind of, I probably will, like right where the chest is here. That way I don't lose it in the mix. So right there. There we go. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's a departure. So these doing these videos on Wednesday is really gonna be me like getting the reps in. Like I'm going I'm gonna try to do and draw things that I normally don't draw. I normally don't do full figure stuff like this, or at least mostly full figure. So I'm trying to see what my boundaries are and erase some of them. Maybe I'm not as bad as whatever this that I thought I was. Whatever it is, maybe I can pick up my ability to do likenesses. The trouble, though, for me is I don't want to fail on camera. So I don't know how far I'm willing to push myself while being broadcasting and putting it on YouTube and shit like that. Like I'm pretty that kind of makes it a little uncomfortable for me. Not that I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid to fail with an audience. For now, that could change. Most of the time I don't give a shit. Like people are gonna people are gonna say Brian can't draw anyway, so I don't care. But whatever. Sometimes I'll agree with you. Sometimes I think I'm pretty all right. Sometimes I can be pretty all right. Or you know what, really, sometimes I think what it is I just surprise myself. I don't think that I'm whatever I've done, like I will have surprised myself. I've had that happen. I'm like, man, that looks so good. I don't think I drew that. Like I've had that happen to me before. Like that's too good. But I will never like hold a piece up and be like, boom, all of y'all can suck my dick. Look at how badass this is. Like I'm not that guy. But I mean, sometimes I may like think that, oh man, this really turned out great. Like I want people to look at it, but I'm not a yeah. But I understand Catherine is saying, fuck them, do what you need to do, and I understand, and that's what I'm fighting with. It's not them that I'm truly worried about. It's if I'm trying to build up the ability to work. I mean, and if my everything I do is public, like what if, for instance, the editor of the Swamp Thing is watching, decides to turn on to a live stream. He decides to tune into one, and it's the time that Brian decides to draw. Uh, Not only is he going to try to draw a female, but he's going to try to draw a female that looks like somebody in particular. So Brian's really stretching himself out on that day. And then they tune in and they're like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad I didn't waste too much time on this guy. And I won't know that they stopped by. And I may have put myself, I don't know, not like that would stop me, but things like that play in my head. I spend a lot of time in my own head. My acting coach uh, is really, both of the acting coaches I've had say that I spend too much time beating myself up and that I need to give myself a break and stop and get out of your own head. So I guess they're onto something. They're both independent of each other. Like those two guys never met each other. They don't even know about each other, and they said that about me. Like when it comes to dealing with me. So where there's smoke, there's got to be fire, right? I do second guess a lot of stuff, like personally, and when it comes to acting, I just I'm not comfortable right now just going with my gut the first try. Like I seek reassurance. I'm like, hey, I want to run this by you. Yeah, ego can kill true learning. And let's face it, you're trying to master a craft. You should always Yes, Rob, I agree with you totally. And I agree. Like I don't mind having my learning cap on, but I also don't think that I have to do that while everybody's watching. You know what I mean? Like I'm not afraid to learn. I mean, in acting class, I don't know those people, my fellow students. I don't know those people, and I fail pretty good. Like there's a lot of room to grow when it comes to my acting stuff as well. But it pulls some pressure off because I don't know those people that I'm in class with. But I have a desire to appease, and then so like I'll start beating myself up on, oh, I'm letting coach down. I don't know what that is about me, but man, that is strong in me as a person. Is for some reason I feel that I just need to be told that I'm doing a good job because I don't want to be wasting my time. Not not because my ego needs it, but I just want to make sure that I'm either doing something correctly or my thought process is going the right way. But when you repeatedly ask someone who's in charge of you, your boss, your coach, or whatever, then it comes across as needy, and I get it. But for something, there's something inside me that seeks that uh, reassurance that I'm doing the right thing or I'm on the right path, or I don't need you to say good job. Just let me know that I'm doing it correctly. Hey, you keep that up, no time at all, you'll be where you need to be. Like, okay, cool. I don't need you to say that I'm good. Because you're on YouTube, I guess, and you can only see the YouTube chat. I don't know how it works, Rob. I don't know if there's anything I can do, but it looks like Caitlin is watching on Facebook and you are watching on YouTube. And whatever this software that I'm paying $500 for, it's broadcasting to Facebook, Twitch, and to YouTube, which sucks. I really would like to grow my Instagram, even though it's dying right now, like the platform itself. But YouTube does have a stream thing, but their algorithm or their software or whatever it is does not match up with anyone else's stuff. Yeah, I don't shit, guys. I don't know. I'm assuming it's because you're on two separate platforms, but I don't. I need quietude when I draw. Most of the time, I have the original Star Trek bridge sounds playing. Oh, well, I'm wearing headphones listening to my music while I'm doing this. I have on headphones. I have to have music going. Yeah, so I used to stream a lot, a couple of years ago, like maybe when COVID first started, like I was trying to, everyone started streaming, when COVID hit. And I was like, all right, this is how I'm going to make my money. There's no conventions. So I started streaming and I was doing them all the time, but it really started playing with me that I couldn't listen to my music. And I was like, you know what? These streams aren't necessarily generating me any money. And I'm having to draw under circumstances I don't like drawing in, which is no music. So I just was like, to hell with it. I'll stop streaming. So I stopped streaming because every time I would try to turn the music on just low enough so that I could hear it, somehow Facebook still heard it. And Facebook would say, your video has been removed and you have been penalized, blah, 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 because Sony Music thinks you're trying to bootleg. And I'm like, if you guys would watch the video, you would see that you can barely hear the music. And it's obvious that I'm not using it for nefarious purposes to try to take any revenue away from them. I don't have a rock concert going on. I'm not like tuning in and you can grab. And what's weird is there are channels that are strictly like stolen music videos, just playing. I don't know how they do it. I'm not interested in learning either, but I'm just like, how can things like that exist? Like there's, the Joe Rogan podcast, and then there's like a few other people that just take the Joe Rogan podcast and blow it up so that it's out of, I guess it's no longer copywritten if it's not the same size or something. And then they'll have clips of the Joe Rogan thing. And I'm like, that doesn't even seem like that's supposed to be okay. And there's TVs and movies up there that are the same way on YouTube and Facebook and all that shit. But they want to fuck with me. And then what happens, like usually maybe like a year to 6 months later, I'll get an email or a message from Facebook saying BMG has released their complaint against your violation. So then the video will be restored, but it's like a year later. I'm like, oh, well, good. Whatever it was is probably still relevant for people to watch, a year later. And I look like an asshole because like people will watch the videos and it'll say, this video has no sound due to copyright, blah, blah, blah. Nacho, go lay down, buddy. You just sit. I don't know if you can see, like Nacho's right here just trying to look at y'all. That's Nacho's nose. Come here, Nacho. Let's see your eyeballs. She's dark brown, so it doesn't show up very well. She's dark skinned. So what I have on now is I have on these, and I don't like wearing headphones because like being a former cop and just military, I want to be aware of my surroundings at all times. And headphones always, like it feels like I could be snuck up on, or it just, someone could knock at the door and I couldn't hear it. So I have these headphones that I have now are, what is it called? Like bone conducting headphones that sit on the outside of the ear. And I can still hear everything around me in the room. I watched the drummer from 9 Inch Nails kill some streams. Instagram kicks him off. Yeah, I'm just, it just doesn't, it's obvious that's not what I'm doing. I'm not bootlegging anything. Now, granted, I don't have nearly the amount of right to do it as the example you just named. But that was what squelched it. And then now, so I have these headphones. I really enjoy these bone conducting headphones because they sit outside the ear, and I can still hear everything going on around me. Now, the downside to them is like when I'm at a convention, uh, if the crowd noise gets to be too loud, like these things can't get loud enough to really overcome just atmospheric noise of a crowd. Like they're not going to get rid of that. So I can't use them once people start coming into the show. I can do it while we're setting up and all that good stuff, but not once they start letting people in and everybody's busy and bustling and getting commissions and all that other stuff and all the good things that people are supposed to do at conventions. I gotta turn my headphones off. Nacho, I'm busy, buddy. You need to go lay down. Go lay down. Go get your bone. Did you finish that bone already? Go lay down. I'm not playing with you. I don't want a 3. I need a 1. So what are we? Where are we? We're at an hour and 15 minutes. So it looks like we should be able to get done with the rest of this and still, make our 2 hour. I was hoping it'd be less, but I figured, 2 hours seems like a solid amount of time to get a piece done. So now, but this is also the very first one. So now I will come into this knowing about how much work I can get done. I know how much work I can get done in the 2 hour allotted time frame. And then hopefully with the quality of these pieces, and I use quality just because of like not the finishedness of this. I should be able to sell these like on eBay or something so that I'm not sitting on them, because if nothing else, I really don't like just sitting, like drawing stuff and having just it sit around. Like, man, I have enough of that already. I don't need more. I don't need more shit sitting around. Yeah, this thing just looks wonky as hell. So we're gonna have to try to do something to make it less wonky. I don't know what it'll be. May just have to bite the bullet. See, this is an example of half the things I do are just figuring out how to fix mistakes that I've made. It doesn't always work, but a lot of what I do is just trying to figure out how to cover up my shortcomings. Yeah, people contact me all the time asking if I have a piece or that piece available for sale. I have to explain I do art to sell, and most of it. That's dude. That's a good problem to have. I've got fucking books and books of stuff that I'd like to move that are of quality. Like I have some shit before I was started to get good, and I know that no one's going to buy that. I'm not worried about that, but I have like covers that I've done for like Good Boy and other nice indie titles that people are fond of, the recount and stuff. And maybe people don't think that my work is worth what I'm asking, and that's understandable. But that's just where I think it is. I have had people pay my prices, so I know that there are people that are willing to pay what I'm asking. Sometimes, most of the time, it's not whoever's, I guess, it's too high out of their price range. But I know that my work is worth what I'm asking. What are you licking the damn thing for, man? Stop. And I don't want to compromise the price of the other pieces that I've sold to people by lowering my asking price. And people will be like, oh, well, you only paid so much for that one. And not that there's a super huge market for Bryan stuff or that everyone gets together and talks about it, but I also have integrity like that to myself. So I don't want to, I know at some point, maybe that's it. Maybe that's me having uh, belief in myself that at some point I will be of note to where people will want those things and be able to pay those prices. So I have faith that that I'm still growing and I will get to the point where people will pay that. That's what I think anyway. I guess I pick where the light source is. So something like that, yeah. I'll let you take a look. It would get in focus. I don't know why it won't focus. You bring it up here. Can you see it? Nope. I don't know. All right, we got to do this thing again. All right, don't forget about Tampon Man and Applicator Boy. It's running until Sunday. Please go back the Kickstarter, please. Tamponman.com. Go back it, please, please, please. Like and subscribe and share and do all those things to help us grow our community. Thank you, Rob. I wish I could on the computer like zoom in instead of having to actually like zoom the camera in. I wish I could. Then I could get you guys closer. I could get you guys close to the action. I don't know. So maybe anyone that's watching this can, don't forget, anyone watching needs to drop suggestions for uh, next week's project for what should I draw. Drop it in the comments now, and then we'll pick. And next week we'll see who's was chosen. But are other artists like? Is this on par with the quality that other artists are doing on their live streams, or like I don't know. I know I shouldn't care what everyone else is doing. I'll have Rob tell me that in just a second. But I'm just curious. Like my goal is to be like a cut above. So I'm hoping that when other artists, David, I mean, I am not speaking about David Finch, so please don't bring that up. Obviously, I'm not doing that because his shit's just amazing. And he gets his done in 2 hours. But I'm wondering, like artists at my level, not my talent level, but my level of accomplishment. Are we all doing this? I don't know, maybe. Shit, never mind. I don't care. Maybe that was just me again looking for that reassurance that we were talking about earlier. Like I want to know that I'm on the right path. I don't need to know that I'm good. I just need to know that I'm on the right path. Well, I've seen worse. Well, that's a level of reassurance. Thank you, Rob. Rob says that he's seen worse. All right, I'll take that. Now, what would really rub salt into that, though, would be like, I've seen worse, and that guy has, 5,000 subscribers. And you're like, oh, shit. Like, what is that guy doing? Like, Is he also like popping naked pictures up of ladies in between? Like, what is he doing? If you say that you've seen worse, and he has like a gajillion followers, like I need to know that magic. There we go. We're fixing a mistake by doing this. That's all that was. That was the whole reason for doing what we just did, was to cover up a mistake that we made earlier. That's what we do. We fix mistakes. I struggle with six figures, so I'm not a good judge. Right on. But I mean, even but you do consume art. Like you go to Artist Alley or whatever and buy art from people, right? So that I think would be enough to say, all right, well, I would buy that. And you don't buy everything you see, is what I'm saying. So there has to be some sort of threshold for what you consider to be good or acceptable. Oh man, we're getting close, man. What time are we at? About an hour and a half, just about. Yeah, we'll be good, man. We'll be good. I guess I'm not the fastest guy outside of the bedroom. I'm not the fastest guy. I'll be so glad when I can get stop hearing about all this Herschel Walker and Warnock, and it's all over every YouTube thing that I watch, and now it's on the iHeartRadio thing I'm listening to. It's just like, golly, the sixth can't come fast enough. I thought it would be over with, the first time. No, we got to have a runoff, and we got to have it in Georgia between, you know, Jackass A and Jackass B. Which jackass do you like the feel of their penis? I need you to tell us whose penis you'd like inside you, person A or person B. Can I pick no penis? Yes, that was the joke, Rob. That was the quick one. That was for the listeners. That was for the ones that are paying attention in the cheap seats. I'm not opposed to making fun of myself when it's appropriate. That was the joke, my friend. I'd like my politicians to be able to have a conversation. Well, like I said, I'm not picking sides. I don't do politics. I don't pick sides. I just know that politics is not the most uh, not the most what am I trying to think of? Like the most trustworthy, the most uh, there's not a lot of integrity in politics, regardless of who you are trusting with your decision making. Like I've been on some dating apps, and if the dating app, like if your political views or stance is something so important to you that you have to put it on a dating thing, is like, this is what I am, and just so everybody knows, like, I'm like, holy shit, like That's how valuable you see your politics, that you need to put it before, like, I love my family and I do this and I'm really good at this, and I've got a secret, like that's how important politics is to some of these people. And I'm like, fuck, that has nothing to do with me. So just seeing how important, no matter the side, just seeing how much importance people place on politics lets me know whether or not I am going to enjoy their company or being around them or like sitting next to them in the airport or whatever. Like if politics is all you can talk about, golly, go suck a rock. I was looking at it and I was like, dude, I definitely don't need to know your Brandon status. Like they were like, there, I'm 5'5". I've got blonde hair. I went to UGA. Let's go, Brandon. And I'm like, oh shit, man. Oh, and then they'll also, someone will put like I'm 420 friendly. Someone will say I'm not 420 friendly. But the fact that they needed to let me know their Brandon status, whether or not they're pro Brandon or anti Brandon, like you wanted to include that in your list of basic, like, you guys need to know this. Oh, see, Catherine, you're walking the line of political stuff here. I'm not. I am. I agree that you should be able to do whatever you want, but I don't. If we had a conversation and you and I were having nachos, we could have that talk. But as far as like social media and public platforms and stuff, I'm not gonna, like, that's not the place for me to talk about that stuff. I'll talk about it with my friends. I'll talk about it with people that, hey, let's have a conversation. But I won't just throw it out there just to throw it out there. And that doesn't mean that I don't agree with whatever, some person says, like if someone were to say, "Oh, dude, I hate gay people," I'd be like, "All right, well, you need to get the fuck out of here." I don't care if you like. I don't. That's not something. I don't like to. I won't tolerate hate and bullshit like that. Like you can fuck right off. I have nothing to do with that kind of bullshit. I love the line in Men in Black. A person is smart. People are dumb and panicky animals. Yeah, I've also. Yeah, I subscribe to that. I can go with that. That's why, like, whenever I just want people to be good people. Like, just be good. How would you like to treat somebody? How would you like someone to treat you? Like, that's what the fuck you should be doing. That's how you should treat somebody. However you want to be treated. It's not that fucking difficult. But for some reason, and I know what the reason is most of the time, it's people seek the acceptance of their peers. Because I used to be that way in high school. I would make fun of the kid that people made fun of because I wanted to be accepted by who I believed were the cool kids. And so that's why I've apologized for that a number of times, and mostly to the people that I treated poorly in high school, which was a long time ago. So I'm hoping that it didn't affect them too much. But just be good people. Shit, man. Why? Why? There's no reason to do otherwise, I don't think, unless you're trying to impress people that don't subscribe to that philosophy. And that just seems not smart either. But I may have lost some people there, but okay, I'm okay with that. So I'm picturing these little like pads on his legs three-dimensionally, so that's why they're casting this little shadow. I'm going to come back and fill in some shadow here, but that leg's kind of pushed back, and then all of this would be casting a shadow on that. So that's my thought going into that. That's what I think about that. So that means these will be kind of thick on that side too. We'll come back and clean all that up. We're close to done. What are we at? Oh yeah, we're going to be right on time. Maybe next time I'll try to do something a little more zoomed in. So that way I don't even have to mess with the legs. And then I won't really have to worry about time. That should be okay. Oh, I forgot we got to do all that claw stuff too. Shit. Hoi, oi, oi. Zombie My Little Pony has simple. You are correct. But I also don't think that a zombie My Little Pony would take up enough time. But maybe, I guess, if it was that difficult for me, it probably will. So we have Moon Knight, and we have Drax and Zombie My Little Pony. That's what I have to choose from for next week. Or maybe people will watch this throughout the week. I doubt they'll watch the whole thing, but maybe they'll watch during the week and then they will drop a comment and I can pick from those. And maybe there'll be something in there that I find a little more like, oh shit, that's right inside my beelywhack. That's right inside of my beelywhack. We are close to finished. So now we got to cast a little shadow on some of this, right? Got to cast a shadow on some of this. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming out. I could do 2 ponies. Now you're getting greedy. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of your Wednesday night or whenever you're watching this. Thank you for even clicking on the video and giving me whatever seconds you gave me. I hope that we can do this again well, I know we'll at least do it again next Wednesday, but I hope that we can continue to make this something that we all enjoy. And maybe next time we'll have someone join us on the liveness of it, so they can come in here and talk, and we can chat and talk about movies or talk in real time, because talking with text for me it's not great, because I have to look up from what I'm doing, and typing has never been a strong thing for me. Spelling has never been a strong thing for me. All right, so let's figure out what we want to do. I don't know why I need that on. I don't need that on. There we go. So thank you guys for coming by. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, anyone that's watching and not saying anything at the moment or whatever, but thank you guys. So let me do this last little bit. Make sure to leave all your stuff in the comments below of who we should do. Tampon Man and Applicator Boy, this is the last week. I would really appreciate you giving us $5 for that campaign. Like and subscribe and share. And I believe that is it. So thank you. Y'all be good people. Stay creative.